My wife jokingly asked for an open relationship, and I played along thinking it was just a joke. Then she admitted she already had a guy in mind. When she saw I was furious, she apologized many times, but something changed for me. About a month ago, my wife asked me if I'm ever willing to try an open relationship. We jokingly talked about this, and she told me that she kind of had someone in mind. A very attractive coworker that reminds her of her fantasy from teen years. She even had a plan of action of how this would go out and mentioned that he would be into it too. She jokingly told me that she wants him to wreck her. I was super pissed because it wasn't just a hypothetical joke, and now she had a guy in mind. She gets flustered anytime we go out when he chats her up. All of her girlfriends and female coworkers lust after him and act like it's not a big deal to want to F him. She immediately felt bad and has apologized many times since, and I feel awful for making her feel this bad, but goddamn, I'm hurt. We talked a few times, and she mentioned that he was just a guy that she fantasized about, and I'm the real one. She keeps saying that he's her perfect physical specimen, and that's pretty much the only reason. She mentioned that it's similar to guys watching porn. I told her that I can't really be around her and mentioned that I think this relationship has fizzled out. She was willing to cut him out of her group of friends and won't interact with him outside of work. I'll give her points for honesty and being open with me. But something just changed for me. She views him as a physical specimen who's charming and lusts after him, and it really hurt. Best comments. Opie added more context in the comments. Seems like she was not joking and was just trying to use humor to introduce her fantasy. I feel for you because I loathe when partners do this. It is hurtful, and to think otherwise requires an extreme lack of awareness. You should feel special in a relationship and that you are the only one wanted by the person. I'm glad your wife apologized, but still, I kind of saw it as her asking permission to sleep with someone, and it really changed the terms of our relationship since. Exactly. It's her way of testing the waters. If you respond positively, she then pushes the issue. If you take umbrage to the issue, she says it was just a joke. That's the other thing. She made it seem very innocuous and silly, but then had a whole plan of action too. I bet she'd heard from other coworkers or from him directly in group conversation that he'd had sex with married women, or maybe he'd complimented her appearance in the past. That's precisely how it happened. This other woman slept with him while she was separated and said that he was the best she had. All the women in her group started salivating, and he mentioned that he always thought my wife was insanely hot. Have you told your wife how insensitive her perfect specimen comments were? I hope she knows she F up, because that was just the worst way of trying to convince you let her sleep with him. She was horrified that she even said that to me. If I said something similar to her, she would have been devastated. She's still embarrassed that she said those words. The thing is, we're both very vulgar, so she thought it'd be okay. If she was only a girlfriend, I would say leave, but she is a wife, and that complicates everything because divorce can be messy. Try to work with her, but have two eyes open on her. I know it's shitty, but she had a lot of trust to rebuild. At least she seems genuinely remorseful and wants to work to make amends. Update number 1. So, we sat down and spoke for a while. I asked her if there was anything about me that she was unhappy with. She immediately said that she made a mistake and realized it after looking at her friend's horrified reaction when she told her about our fight. She said she hasn't regretted anything more in her life than this and feels bad that I've been miserable and basically torturing myself. I told her I'll never stop loving her. My problem was never about her love. I know she loves me more than anything, but I just need some space for now. I was exhausted and miserable, and I just told her if she wants to be with this other guy, then she should. I'm not going to divorce her over this. She broke down in tears as soon as she hears me saying this because for her, I've basically given up on us. I guess I'll be staying somewhere for a while till we speak with some third-party mediator. Update number 2. Hope you replied to a few comments and shared more details. I just read your update and I'm a bit confused. You're obviously still hurt and contemplating on what to do. But why did you tell your wife to sleep with the other guy while saying you wouldn't divorce her over it? You essentially gave her a pass with that statement. If you're going to stay married, why make this shitty, painful situation even worse? Her comment about you basically giving up is pretty on point. Either divorce and cut your losses, or stay and attempt to fix things together. Her sleeping with the other guys won't help your marriage or your mental well-being at all. And considering how you're pretty adamant on not divorcing outright, why make things harder for yourself by giving her a pass? I'm honestly at a loss. Is your wife going to take you up on your offer? Like shit, you're digging yourself into a hole. I hope she doesn't go for it. She seemed pretty concerned and regretful. I hope she ignores your comment and recognizes that you didn't mean what you said. Good luck, man. She absolutely ignored my comment and said that she was hurt that I gave up on this relationship. She feels awful that I was hurt and that she was the one who caused it. She called her assistant program director this morning and asked what steps she would have to take to transfer or find an open spot on another program. I called her stupid because that's really hard to do and it's pretty rare to change residencies halfway through. I don't want her career to be compromised. She worked her ass off and put herself through med school. But I told her I just need a few more days to be alone, and she's having a tough time with that. I'm glad she chooses to ignore it and saw it for what it was. You leaving for a few days would do you some good. It'll give you a chance to clear your head and think things through. You've stated her transferring or quitting is unnecessary. If she decides to do so anyway, I wouldn't fight her on it. Ultimately, the decision's hers. And let's be honest, your marriage has a better chance of surviving this as a whole if that other guy is out of your lives. Aside from that, I seriously recommend you see a therapist and maybe even a marriage counselor. Your wife didn't cheat, yet her comments on lusting another guy clearly crossed a line and made you insecure. I suspect you won't get through this just like that, even with talking a few days off to be by yourself. Look up a therapist and try it out, it may help. So, we're looking into talking with a third-party counselor and talking things out. She mentioned that she'll quit her job or change her program because our marriage is more important. I told her that's the last thing I want, and I'm confident we'll work it out. Thank you for taking the time to talk it out rationally. I was very emotional, and I think I struck a chord with a lot of people here that were angry on my behalf.